October 7, 2023. A date that sparked a wave of violence. The world stood in shock as Hamas unleashed a brutal assault on Israel. But Israel didn't just retaliate. They went on the hunt. Since the deadly attack on Israel, Netanyahu's vengeance has been swift. Several assassinations of top anti-Israel militant leaders have been carried out. From Gaza's shattered streets to Hezbollah's hidden strongholds, Israel's covert operations have taken out key figures one by one. The latest in this list is recently appointed Hamas head Yahya Sinwar. In this episode of HT In Depth, we dive into Israel's relentless pursuit of Hamas and Hezbollah's top leaders. It all started with the death of Saleh al-Arouri. In January 2024, al-Arouri, the deputy chief of Hamas, was killed in a suspected Israeli drone strike in Beirut. Al-Arouri was the founder of the Qassam brigades and a key figure in Hamas's military operations in the West Bank. His death further crippled Hamas' ability to coordinate attacks from Lebanon and weakened its ties with Hezbollah, who had sheltered him for years. In March 2024, a crucial Hamas figure, Marwan Issa, met his end in a covert Israeli airstrike. Issa was a part of the group that planned the 7th of October 2023 attacks. He was targeted while moving between safe houses. His assassination prompted chaos within Hamas, with leaders cutting off communication entirely. Issa's death sent shockwaves across the region, sending a signal that no Hamas leader was beyond Israel's reach. It was a warning that Israel would stop at nothing to dismantle the very core of the Hamas leadership. In July, Israel's airstrike in al-Mawasi allegedly killed one of Hamas's most elusive figures, Mohammed Deif. Deif had survived 7 assassination attempts, but his luck finally ran out. He had overseen Hamas efforts to create advanced rocket systems and its complex tunnel network. Deif's death was a major blow to Hamas, marking a significant victory for Israel in its campaign to neutralize key figures. For decades, Deif orchestrated suicide bombings and commanded the elite Nukba forces. His end came with an airstrike that not only killed him but also took the lives. Hamas leaders were not safe even in Israel's enemy state. Ismail Haniyeh, the chairman of Hamas's guiding council and a moderate voice within the movement, was assassinated in a Tehran guest house. A bomb planted in his bedroom exploded, killing him instantly. Haniyeh, once the face of Hamas international diplomacy, was in Tehran for a meeting with Iran's newly inaugurated president. His assassination shocked the world, as Haniyeh was seen as a crucial figure in ceasefire negotiations. The move enraged Hamas and Iran alike, with Iran vowing vengeance and calling the attack a treacherous raid. Haniyeh's death only deepened the divisions within Hamas and undermined diplomatic efforts to halt the Gaza war. But it wasn't just Hamas leaders that were under fire. Israel soon turned its attention to Hezbollah. A key Hezbollah commander, Taleb Abdullah, was eliminated in June. Israeli jets struck a command and control center in southern Lebanon, killing Abdullah. His position as the commander of Hezbollah's southern border operations had made him indispensable to the group's war efforts against Israel. After his death, Hezbollah launched a barrage of rockets, but Israel's message was clear: no one was untouchable. Fuad Shukr, a founding member of the Iran-backed militia, met his end in an Israeli airstrike on July 30th. Shukr was a longtime trusted friend of the leader Hassan Nasrallah and played a key role in developing the missile arsenal that made Hezbollah the world's best-armed non-state militia. Shukr's legacy was tied to the infamous 1983 bombings in Beirut that killed hundreds of American and French soldiers. In the shadows of southern Lebanon, he helped transform Hezbollah's military capabilities. But Israel's strike found him, silencing a key player in the group's leadership. Shukr's death sent shockwaves through Hezbollah, another signal that no one was untouchable. Shortly after Abdullah, another senior Hezbollah commander, Mohammed Nasser, was also killed in an Israeli airstrike. Nasser was responsible for launching attacks on Israel from southwestern Lebanon. His assassination came just days after Shukr's death, proving that Israel's campaign against Hezbollah was intensifying. Nasser's role in the front line made him a high-value target, and his death triggered immediate retaliatory rocket fire from Hezbollah. Perhaps the most significant strike in this entire campaign came in September 2024. Hassan Nasrallah, Hezbollah's longtime leader, was killed in a precision airstrike targeting the group's underground headquarters in Beirut's southern suburbs. Nasrallah had led Hezbollah for over 3 decades, turning the group into a major political and military force. His assassination marked a pivotal moment in the Israel-Hezbollah conflict, sending shockwaves through Lebanon. Nasrallah's death was confirmed alongside the killing of Brigadier General Abbas Nilfarushan, a senior IRGC commander. This marked the first direct strike on Iran's military leadership, further escalating tensions across the region. Israel's targeted strikes have decimated the leadership of both Hamas and Hezbollah, but the cost of this conflict rises with each death. Who will rise to replace them? And how many more will fall before this war sees its end? One thing is certain, the hunt continues.
לא ננוח ולא נשקוט. אנחנו נרדוף אתכם, אנחנו נשיג אתכם, ואנחנו נבוא איתכם חשבון.
What the changes in India's population and the differential growth rates.
This city has emerged.
We have a very special guest on the record.
The interview.
The role that the US side played at that point of time.
पूरी दुनिया की नजर.
Assume my phone is tapped. I can probably say hello to Mr. Modi.
आपके भारत पर है.
Episode of Know Your Candidate.
The rising confidence of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Communist China is the greatest threat.
There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremist.
I'm still a little perplexed by why we.
Your daily dose of news from India and across the world. Cutting-edge views and analysis. Tune into HT videos. Click on the bell icon to subscribe.
What the changes in India's population and the differential growth rates.
This city has emerged.
We have a very special guest on the record.
The interview.
The role that the US side played at that point of time.
पूरी दुनिया की नजर.
Assume my phone is tapped. I can probably say hello to Mr. Modi.
आपके भारत पर है.
Episode of Know Your Candidate.
The rising confidence of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Communist China is the greatest threat.
There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremist.
I'm still a little perplexed by why we.
Your daily dose of news from India and across the world. Cutting-edge views and analysis. Tune into HT videos. Click on the bell icon to subscribe.